to 30 Days to Building a Marriage You Love.
I'm Chris Wingate, and this is Danielle.
I'm so sorry. Today we're talking about tip 14. We're going to just tell you what it is because it's just you and it's us, and we wouldn't be here if we weren't being honest. So Chris and I are learning, even in the midst of this, that we both have different ways of planning and preparing for all this content, which is great.
Yep.
And we are a team, but we have different ways of thinking through things. Some people like to take very detailed notes and go in order of the information shared. And some people like to take notes and just shoot from the hip in an illogical order. I'm not going to say who does which.
No. So this is protect time together. That's what this course is.
This tip
to our course. Yes.
This tip to our course.
Okay. Point number 1 is minimize distractions. Minimize distractions. Danielle, could you talk to us about this a little bit?
I think the biggest thing that I think of with minimizing distractions is just anything around technology. It's so interesting how I'm so quick to just reach for my phone just to check, even if it's like, oh, did I get a new email or a text message? And just to be able to focus on each other, to just know like, okay, this is the time that we have right now. And there's nothing that I need to just have my phone right here for. Obviously, sometimes there are going to be exceptions. Who's sometimes got work stuff going on, or if there's a family thing, but the majority of it, it's not. And yeah, so that's what comes to mind. What about you?
Yeah. To that point, we started this thing in the no phone zone, and sometimes we're better about that than others, but especially for folks that work a long time out of the home, you only have a limited amount of time with your children or your wife. And so for me, there's really only about a 2-hour window when I come home, maybe 3 if I get home a little bit earlier, that I can really focus on my kids and really focus on my wife before we go to bed and start over the next day. So
not to mention yourself, like,
yeah, I mean, there's a limited amount of time throughout the course of the evening after work to really just focus and reset and give the attention that is really necessary to make sure your time is protected. And so when we do that, we try to make sure that we do protect that and we give our best attention and minimize those distractions. So the second one is really to just schedule time together. And so for us, as we're going through a balancing act of life and parenting and dating each other, scheduling time together. This is very important for us with my work schedule and with the kids' schedules with appointments and school and everything else. So what's an action step that we incorporate with this?
So one of the things that is really helpful is doing calendar invites, and it may sound silly, but we're not beyond that. Like, we need systems that help set us up for success, and that transcends not only into just our marriage, but even personally. Like, what systems and measures can we put in place that are going to make things more simple, that are going to take questions out of the game and just give a level of clarity and expectation where we can give that. So calendar invites have been a really big thing for us, of just a quick text message. Hey, want to do a date night on Friday night? Yep. Like, just going to block it off now. So that way a dinner invite from a friend, doesn't like pop up. Or there have been moments where somebody will get like an invitation to go out and somebody else gets a little frustrated that they thought her husband was going to read her mind to just stay home and then that said person is like, did we plan that? I'm sorry, like, if we didn't. I'm like, oh no, I guess that we actually never talked about that. So those are great things that can just be sidestepped altogether with things like calendar invites.
Yes. Okay, number 3, quality over quantity. This is something early on in our marriage that we started applying because, I was deployed from you when we started dating. and then what 40 months in total in our marriage, or multiple deployments. So we've been away from each other a lot. And so we learned very quickly that quality over quantity is super important. And so regardless of how much time you have together, being able to make sure that you protect that time together, minimize the distractions, and make sure you can really focus on each other and really get to the heart of what they're thinking about, whether it's just, hey, we're going to have fun tonight, or we really need something to unpackage. And so Danielle really does a good job of this, because I work in a building that I don't really have access to my cell phone all the time. And so she'll send me an email and say, hey, I really need to talk to you about whatever it is tonight. Can we set aside some time? Yeah, absolutely. So that also gets my mind ready and prepared for what's to come. And that I need to make sure I show up well tonight, to make sure that I can give her my best, and set aside time. So we make sure we're deliberate with getting the kids to sleep, and we give each other our best before we go to sleep. What does that mean to you?
The quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking as you were saying all this, this whole picture of teammates keeps coming in, where if you and your teammate are in a race together, you don't just give up on the race because you are bored or tired. You keep running until you've reached that designated mark. And so again, whether you're dating, engaged, or married, whether you're in a wonderful season of your relationship, or whether you're in a valley season and you're just having a little bit of a tough time, the encouragement that I'm feeling right now of just to submit to you in this concept of protect your time together is stay in the race, stay in the game, and run together. So if you've set aside an hour or 20 minutes, even on a Friday night, like it doesn't matter, whatever it is that you guys have talked about and whatever season you're in, how can you make the most of that time together? How can you engage, and how can you just be present and pour in to grow, to learn something new, to invest in the other, and to just embrace what you do have and celebrate where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Anything else you want to add? No. All right.
We don't have any more notes, and so because I don't want to go off script again, I'm the one who likes to shoot from the hip. So I don't know.
Shoot from the hip. That's okay. Let's
I just
shoot
did. No,
from the hip.
no. We already went through all bullet points. There's no need to shoot now.
Okay, so if you have an outline to a book, let's say you're writing a book or a paper.
This.
No, not really. If you have an outline, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you lay it out in order. You don't go 1 to 5 to 3 to 4, right? I mean, leave us your comments. Tell me if I'm off base here, please. I'd love to know.
It's life on the edge. I don't know.
I'm Chris Wingate. I don't know. Coughing. I'm Chris Wingate. Good night.